All right, let's be real. There's a million photographers already, and new ones are popping up every single day. How's a girl to choose? When it comes to your senior photos, previously on the blog, I've talked all about finding your style and what photographer is going to work best for you, choosing locations, and understanding what your style is going to be. So obviously, once you know what kind of style you're going for and what kind of locations you like, then that will make choosing a senior photographer a lot easier. There are a ton of things that you can consider when you're trying to choose your senior photographer, but what it really comes down to is what are your priorities and what do you value. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dakota Hersey and I'm a senior portrait and wedding photographer in Wilmington, North Carolina. And today I'm going to give you a few tips for choosing your perfect senior photographer. Okay, so the first thing to understand and ask about is their process. What happens when you actually work with them? Do they help with the details of your shoot? Do they specialize in locations that you really love? What can you expect when you actually book with them? If you're looking for a little more help in designing your session because you don't know exactly what you want, you should find a photographer who is equipped to do that. If you already have all of the ideas in your head and you know exactly what you want, then you should be upfront about that too to make sure that you can find a photographer who can deliver on that. Their process doesn't have to be complicated or have a million steps to be good. And I will say that you shouldn't ask for every single detail because you should leave room for yourself to be surprised and delighted. But you also want to know what you're walking into if you have specific expectations. Number 2 would be understanding their package options. This somewhat goes along with understanding their process. Some photographers have a large range of different packages so that you can find something that meets your needs, and some photographers only offer something very specific because they know it's what they do best. For instance, I only have 2 package options for my high school seniors, and it's because I know it takes a specific amount of time to give them exactly what they booked me for. Having different package options with less or more time isn't going to allow me the chance to wow them, and we're both going to walk away from the shoot disappointed. However, for my college seniors, I do have a couple of different options because they're in a different stage of life, and a lot of times they want to include multiple people like their roomies. But it's okay to ask those questions about the package options and get curious about it. Just know that a lot of times photographers have reasons for offering different things. Take a look through their different options and think about what's going to really make you happiest and get you everything that you're looking for. Does that mean that you want to make sure that you have prints that are included for your parents? Do you want makeup and hair included, or do you want the option to be able to do those things yourself? Are you okay with having a specific amount of time or a specific amount of location options? Like I said, a lot of this is just trusting the photographer with what they say is best. But you also want to make sure that you're getting what you want too, because this only happens every so often. The third thing to look at is budget. This one is kind of obvious because if their process and their packages are perfect for you, but it's out of your budget, it's a no-go. When you're looking through all of the package options and trying to find what's best for you, make sure that you're comfortable with the investment you're going to make, because it's exactly that, an investment in your special memories and the special time in your life. If certain things like having a longer amount of time at your photo shoot or custom design sessions or a professional experience are important to you, you will have to pay for them. But if you're okay with something that is a little less expensive and working with someone who is a little bit more green and new in their skill, then that's totally okay. Again, it's all about what your expectations are, what you want, and then also honestly what you can afford. Number 4 is personality. I know that I technically have this as last on the list, but is probably the most important one. Finding a photographer with a process that makes sense and a package option that's perfect for you and everything fits within budget is awesome. But if you don't click, it's not going to be fun. Because this is an experience and you are going to be spending a lot of time with this person, look for a photographer who you would want to be friends with. I personally have only had a few professional photography experiences in my life, but the ones that I walked away feeling the happiest and the most confident are the ones that I felt like I was walking around with my friend for 2 hours. And trust me, there is no price on being completely in love with your photos and remembering an amazing experience, or gaining a new friend. So when you're searching for a photographer, or your new bestie. Look through their social profiles and their websites to get a good idea for who they are. What are some of the things they like and how do they spend their time on the weekends? What can you expect to talk about during your session? Are they funny and outgoing, or would you be more comfortable with someone who has like a cool and collected attitude? You'll be spending a lot of time with this person, and you may feel a little nervous, so you definitely want to be comfortable with them. I personally love interacting with my seniors online, so that way when they show up to their session, it feels more like a reunion than a first-time meeting. Choosing a photographer for your senior photos, or really any photos in life, is definitely a tough choice, but it's also one that if you do a little bit of research, you will feel totally confident in. If you are a senior that is preparing for their senior year or looking for a senior photographer, I have a ton of resources for you to make sure that you're fully prepared. You can subscribe to this channel for different tips, and you can also check out my blog for senior session inspiration. And hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.